What are your thoughts on the possibility of friendship between a man and a wild beast? Today, I'm about to share an extraordinary tale of just such a friendship. So settle in and prepare to be amazed. Numerous individuals hold the belief that forging a friendship between a human and a wild beast, particularly with wolves, is an impossibility. According to this viewpoint, wild animals remain untamed, capable of displaying a friendly disposition toward humans temporarily, but ultimately harboring predatory instincts, awaiting the opportune moment to strike. Vigilance is deemed essential when dealing with wolves, as their wild nature dictates an instinctual preference for preemptive aggression. This is the story of a man who wanted to prove that this was not so, and in life, there is a place for any friendship, both between people and wild animals. But unfortunately, he did not succeed. It happened in the Ural Mountains. School was out, and the students were carefree. On weekends, they went to the movies, and during the week, they would gather to play guitars and sing songs. One weekend, they decided to take a break from city entertainment and go fishing in the forest. About 20 people went. They collected all the necessary equipment for fishing and hiking: fishing rods, tents, sleeping bags, camping utensils, warm clothes, and shoes. On Friday evening, they set out on their journey. The way was long. At first, they went by bus to a nearby village, and then they had to cross a small section on foot through the forest. Then they arrived at a beautiful lake full of fish. One student led the way as he knew this forest well because he grew up on the outskirts. Normally, no one spoke to him because they didn't have much in common with him, and he seemed kind of weird. But it's important to have someone who knows the area well and can show the best places to fish, as well as skillfully start a fire, set up tents, and cook over a campfire. They quickly set up camp and started collecting rods for fishing. After a couple of hours, delicious fish soup from freshly caught fish was boiling in a kettle over the fire. After dinner, they took out their guitars. At that moment, they heard a wolf howl. If you have ever heard a wolf howl yourself, then you must know that this sound is very unnerving, especially when you are aware of the fact that the wild animal is near you, and you are absolutely defenseless. Judging by the loud sound of the howling, they realized that the wolf was somewhere very close to them. They were very frightened, as they would not like to meet such a wild beast face to face. Some of the braver guys decided to go towards the sound in order to drive the wolf away. Among these was the young man who had grown up outside of the forest. Armed with sticks, skewers, and stones, they went into the forest towards the direction from where they heard the sounds of the wolf. But very soon, they heard the barking of dogs as well. Carefully, not trying to make unnecessary sounds, they made their way through the thicket of the forest. The sounds of the dogs grew louder, so they realized that they were going in the right direction. Very soon, the dense thickets ended, and a large clearing opened up in front of them, on which a frightening scene was unfolding. They saw a pack of stray dogs that surrounded the lone wolf. The dogs slowly narrowed the ring, coming closer and closer to the wild beast and preparing to attack him. They must have heard his howl and rushed to meet him in order to drive him out of their territory. Wolves usually live and walk in packs, and a lone wolf is easy prey for a pack of large dogs. Nevertheless, the wolf bared his fangs. The students, seeing this, became really bold because now they understood that the wolf was no longer dangerous to them, as it was at the mercy of these dogs. One guy even started a bet on who would win the battle, the lone wolf or the pack of stray dogs. They were so busy with their bets and cheerful discussion of the upcoming battle that no one noticed the guy from the outskirts of the forest. He was looking around in search of something. Meanwhile, the pack of dogs pounced on the wolf and began to attack him. The wolf fought back as much as he could, but he was clearly outnumbered, and very soon he fell to the ground. It was at this moment that our hero jumped out of the bushes right into the very place where the grappling animals were. He waved a stick and snarled like a dog. He beat the dogs on the back and did his best to drive them away from the wolf. The students were taken aback. Why did he run out there into the clearing? Why did he decide to help the wolf and not the dogs? All this seemed very weird to them. He continued fighting for the wild animal. Soon the dogs retreated and ran back into the forest, and he sat down next to the wolf, which was lying motionless on the ground, and he put his hand on his neck. He stroked the wolf and talked to him, but what exactly he was saying to him, no one could hear. They only looked dumbfounded as he stroked the wild animal. At that moment, the wolf opened his eyes and stared at his savior. With help, he managed to get to his feet. They looked into each other's eyes for several moments, and then the wolf limped off towards the forest and very soon disappeared into the thicket. On their way back, the students asked why he helped the wolf and not the dogs. To this question, he told them his story. When he was a little child, he and his father found a little wolf pup in these forests. He was very weak and would not have survived alone in the forest if he and his father had not taken him home. The wolf pup lived in their house until he got stronger. All this time, the boy played with him, fed him, and looked after him. They really became friends. But his father would not allow the wild animal to stay with them forever, and when the wolf pup grew up and got stronger, he and his son took him back to the forest and set him free. The boy felt really sad and cried for a long time because he missed his pet. But he also knew that wild animals belong in the forest with other animals like them. When he saw a wolf that looked like his old pet, he didn't think twice and tried to help. Unfortunately, the other kids didn't understand his story. They thought he was weird and decided to stay away from him. Nobody talked to him for the rest of the weekend, and soon everyone forgot about the brave young man who tried to save a wild animal from a group of stray dogs. Sometimes, wild animals can show gratitude, but people may not always understand or support such acts of kindness. What do you think about this story? Have you ever experienced such a friendship in your life? Let us know in the comment section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.